y'all, hey. So I was at work the other day, and I know he didn't, but he did. My coworker gonna ask me, "Hey, lovely, where you been?" Blah blah blah. I kind of looked at him strange because we work at a small facility, and I'm like, hell, I know he know where I've been. But anyway, I went on ahead and told him anyway, and I was like, hey, I took off. My little brother was tragically, killed, whatever, and so I ended up having to take off a couple of days. I mean, a couple of weeks, more like 6 weeks or whatever, because my job calls me to entertain and have engagement with people. I don't work in a cubicle. I have to be 100% active in, making sure other people are okay. So I have to be okay myself. So anyway, so he asked me, where you been, blah, blah, blah. So I proceeded to tell him like I said, and he gonna look at me and say, oh, yeah, oh, I did kind of hear about that. I'm going through the same thing. And I say, oh, yeah, really? I say, well, what's going on? My brother-in-law in ICU. Wait, what? I'm sorry. Did you not hear? People are so insensitive. They really don't think, what they say ahead of time. They just say it just because, I had to walk away because I was like, I know the flip. He didn't just say his brother-in-law. Brother-in-law was in ICU. Sir, please and thank you. Let me go ahead and remove myself out of this conversation, because, boy, you done pissed me off, if I could say that on here. I'm not sure. And so yeah, people really be saying some things, and that really kind of got to me. That really bothered me, vexed me all that day. But you know how the enemy do. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. We already know that. But anyway, moving forward, I'm up in here shopping for some little trinkets to go in the Easter basket that I do for my little GGs. And, just to make sure that they have the memories, because sometimes that's all we have left, right? So I typically, any holiday, even with my children, I will set up a table with all of the holiday stuff on there, and just so they could keep the tradition going for their own family and stuff, because that's all you have sometime, right? Just a little backstory. Like I always told y'all, my mom had my little brother when I was in the 11th grade, right? And you're 16, 17 years old in the 11th grade. So rumor have it that was already my child. I had somebody that was going around our little hometown saying that was my baby.
That'd been perfect.
Now everybody seen my mama pregnant, but people still took that rumor and ran with it. Like people is something, bro. But anyway, she had him when I was in 11th grade. The little boy became my best friend. When I tell you, it was the biggest blessing that she had that child. When I tell you, it was a full circle moment that, I was like, Lord, I'm in 11th grade. My mama gonna really get pregnant and have a baby, all of this good stuff. So, heading into Sam's to pick up some things. He was a really, really good child. Like, really good. He was the best little brother, I'm telling you, anybody could ever ask for. Just as sweet, delightful. If I had it, he had it. Vice versa. just, I mean, the apple of my eye. You know, we were so close. He could have been my child. So it was such a blessing, you know, to have him, you know, in my life. I really went through something, and still is, right, mentally. I really went through something, you know, with the loss of him. So unexpected. Did not want that to be his story at all. My story, his children, you know, everybody. Man. And I had to repent because I did, you know, I told my children, I told my husband, you know, I told some family, some friends that I don't know how the big heavens work, how the big God work, but if that night before he would have took my little brother, if we would have been given a choice, all right, it's going to boil down to I got to take somebody. Who is going to be? Y'all, I'd have put my neck on the chopping block. I ain't lying. He was just that good of a person, which I know I'm a good person too, but I'm older than he is. He was just 28. And I felt that he wasn't given a fair share or a fair hand at life. Because our dad died when I was 19. He was like 1.5. And then our mom got sick toward his 10th grade year, his 11th grade year. So we were always close because we shared the same pain. I have other brothers too, but they always lived their own lives. For me, it was just me and him, you know. You know, people really, you know, going through this whole ordeal with him, now without him, people really show you who they are. I'm telling you, the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm telling you, it was mess after mess behind nonsense. Do you hear me? People that I hadn't talked to in 15 years, bombarding their way back into my life. Please, what? Excuse me. See this guy right here? God, why was he in a previous clip? He's gonna come back up, taking all them people trash bags out like he don't know what a 13-gallon and a 30-gallon bag is. I'm like, sir, come on now. You too old to not know. Taking out these people trash bags, bro. Opening up all of them. But anyway, people tried to come back in my life after 15 years, 10 years, sending me big old long messages. That I appreciate the gesture, but that don't make me feel any better about what I'm going through. I haven't talked to you in over 15 years. I haven't talked to y'all in over 10, 15 years. How can I help you? We didn't talk before. We don't need to talk after this. I'm still protecting my peace, and I get it. You know, I even, just the nerve of people, some people even text me and ask me, what happened to him? God, you must have done lost your mind. The streets talk. You got the audacity to call my phone, beautiful roses, to call my phone to ask me what happened to my little brother, my loved one, quote unquote, my son, my firstborn son, quote unquote. Oh girl, yeah, people done lost their mind these days. You got to be mindful how you do people and what you say to people, because they hold on to that. Because everybody have their story to tell. Everybody have their life to live. People really, really got to get it together. And I hope before this, I wasn't like that, which I don't think I was, because I consider myself to be a good person, a good mother, a good daughter. I'm the only girl. A good mother, a good daughter. I learned how to be, somewhat of a good wife. You're still learning. That's prayerful. A good bonus mom, a good friend. I believe I was her. My little brother definitely knew I was special. I consider myself to be a special person. I take my hat off, my shirt off for anybody and give it to them if I have it. I've tried to help a bunch of people along the way with words, thoughts, prayers, money that I don't have. But my little brother was a really, really good person. He was the female version of me. We were so loyal to where the streets ended up messing us over. I'm just browsing around Sam's. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to leave it at this because I was talking. Oh, this is real nice. This is real nice. Little patio furniture. The little deck furniture. But I had a dream about my little brother the other day. He wasn't 28. He was a little bit older, if you ask me. And he had a backpack on. Looked like he was hiking, traveling, walking. He had on neutral clothing, like some greens, some creams, carpentry style clothing, hunting style clothing. It was weird, but anyway, I knew it was him. He was walking, same built and everything, but he was a little bit older. And I say, Jay, where you going? Why you walking? And he started running to my car because I pulled over to let him in. And as I let him in, he wouldn't look my direction. He looked my direction, but he didn't look at me in my face. As I was talking to him, I said, Jay, I'm talking to you. Where you going? Why you walking? And he looked toward my direction and he said, I'm just traveling. And I said, just traveling? You ain't got to just travel. We got a house. You come stay with us. Like, what are you doing? Why are you walking? Why you got a backpack on? Like, I was so confused. But he looked so good, so healthy. He had goals when he passed. But he didn't have no goals in his mouth. Real clean cut or whatever like that. He always looked the part. Don't get me wrong. But you could tell he was a little bit older. But he didn't know me, y'all. In his dream. He didn't know me in my dream. I'm sorry. And he was like, drop me off to Mario. And I was like, Mario? What you got to go to Mario house for? Now, we not cool with no Marios. We not close to no Marios. He was like, just drop me off to Mario house. Old boy, little brother. And I was like, okay, I'll drop you off to Mario, but how long you going to be there? Because I could pick you up from Mario, and you just come to the house. And he was like, nah, I'm just traveling. I'm going to go by Mario. And as he got out the car, I tried to hold him back and hold his book sack and stuff back. Not forceful, but just like, talk to me. What are you saying? Like, talk to me. I need for you to talk to me or whatever. But that was it. That was the end of the dream. He didn't know who I was. Very confusing. If anybody listening to this and y'all kind of into dreams and stuff, your loved one passed on, but then you dream about them and they don't know who you is in the dream. I don't want to tap into the wrong thing by asking the wrong people, but yeah, sorry for the the little rant or whatever you call it. But this is Sunday.
Oh, but I want to get gas.
You guys stay
Might as
true to
well.
yourself. Enjoy every moment of life. Because it's short-lived. It's short-lived. My little brother was talking on the phone after 12. And at 1 o'clock he was gone. What? But anyway, I'm about to load this stuff up.
Everything I had.
You guys have an amazing day. Have a great week. Have a great month. His birthday next month in April. I'm feeling some type of way. I don't even want to celebrate his birthday. Just to think of us going from 28 balloons to 29 balloons to do a balloon release is out. Unbelievable. But you guys have a good day. Thank y'all for tuning in.